Hello, my name's Melissa Joy Field. My learner number is 8049 19881. This presentation has been prepared and filmed by myself for Assessment Event 3 of the RSA course, TAFE New South Wales. Please enjoy. Scenario number 1, loud customer. A regular customer is enjoying some drinks with friends in your establishment. He approaches the bar unsteadily and orders a round of drinks. His voice is loud and he's slurring his words as he speaks. Explain in your video if this customer is intoxicated according to the legal definition of intoxication, intoxicated person and unduly intoxicated. According to the definition of intoxicated person, including both legal and unduly intoxicated, this customer would be deemed intoxicated. It can be seen that his balance and speech are affected by the consumption of alcohol, and it can be seen to be in a state where his normal capacity to act is inhibited. It would be safe to assume that this customer is unable of acting as an ordinary person under the same circumstances. Question number 2. Your role as a staff member and that of your supervisor or manager in providing responsible service of alcohol in this situation, including duty of care and liability. My role as a staff member would be firstly to clearly and calmly state my observations to the customer before refusing to serve alcohol. Taking into account duty of care and liability, my conversation may go something like this. George, I can see you're really unbalanced and slurring your words. I think you've had enough alcohol for tonight. Legally, I cannot serve you any more alcohol. Can I offer you some water? How are you getting home tonight? Let me call the taxi or help you with ordering an Uber. My role would also be to alert the supervisor or manager and work together to ensure that George leaves the premises safely and with minimal harm and disruption to the community. The liabilities would include if this customer went unnoticed and was continued to be served alcohol, a strike being received by the licensee. Duty of care and liability may also include the inclusion of a house policy which all staff follow and details appropriate steps to avoid intoxication, such as providing free water, having meals available, and restrictions or limits on alcohol being served at different times of the day. Question 3. The effective communication and conflict resolution skills you could use in this situation. An effective way to communicate this message would include using the customer's name, being direct and clear, for example, using short sentences to avoid confusion. Staff should be as non-confrontational, polite, and as unoffensive as possible. If conflict were to arise, remaining empathetic whilst repeating the clear message and also calling for a supervisor, manager, or another staff member to help. Question 4. What would you say to him to explain the responsible service of alcohol laws, and if asking him to leave the premises? George, it is against the law for me or any other staff member to serve you alcohol as you are showing signs of intoxication. You need to head home now and come back again another day. Mary and I will make sure you get into a cab safely. Scenario number 2, high-class establishment. You are working in a high-class establishment taking orders and delivering drinks with tray service. As you are working, you notice that one of the diners at one of the tables is getting very noisy, loud, and annoying other patrons at a nearby table. He has been consuming wine with his food and calls you over to order more wine. When you approach the table, you realise that he is clearly intoxicated. There are 2 parts to this response. Part A. In the video, describe or act out, 1, how you would approach refusing to serve the intoxicated customer. The response should include how you would behave in a professional manner, what you would say when providing the customer with reasons for the refusal, which relevant signage you should point out, and what would you say when giving the customer a verbal warning and asking him to leave the premises. Behaving professionally in this situation, I would approach the customer and listen to his requests. Noticing his clear intoxication, I would attempt to respect his dignity and, if possible, move him slightly away from the group, avoiding being overheard by his friends or avoiding him being embarrassed. I would refer to him as Sir and clearly state that I have noticed he is intoxicated due to his consumption of alcohol, stating that RSA laws prohibit me from serving any more alcohol to you. As you can see above our bar, the black and red sign clearly states that it is illegal for our staff to serve alcohol to people who are intoxicated. I'm letting you know that you will need to leave the restaurant now, and we can help you to find a safe way home. Part B. After refusing service and issuing a verbal warning, the man becomes hostile and uncooperative and he refuses to leave. He insists he's not drunk and he's not going to leave. In your video, 1. Please act out the effective communication and conflict resolution skills you could use when asking this customer to leave the premises. And 2, what would you say to him to explain why he legally has to leave? I would continue to remain calm and use monotone voice whilst also remaining confident and clear in the message being delivered. I would call a manager to support me in this message. The manager could ask the customer to step away from the table, service area and re-deliver the message, saying possibly something like this: Sir, our staff have noticed that from your behaviour and you are showing signs of intoxication due to alcohol. Please can we help organise some transport home? We can give you some water or a cup of coffee while you wait for the taxi over here. So as you can see by the signs here on the wall, the law states that you must leave the premises as you are intoxicated. If you choose to refuse, by law we must call the police to ensure that you do so. Thank you for listening to my presentation.